How you doing? Ryan from Interactive Garage here, coming to you with our September 2020 new product releases. I'm going to hop right in because we got a lot to talk about and go over. So I am going to do this spreadsheet is available on the eBlast. I'll send out the link. You'll see that there's 1,600 new SKUs that we're adding. And I'm going to go over these real quick. So we've got some new products from Addictive Desert Designs, a rack and a couple bumpers. AMP Research has a new step on the Expedition. AVS, cool new product from them, this Aero Cab marker light. I'm actually going to show it to you on a vehicle. So you can go to lighting. Under lighting, it's under roof mounted. And then you'll see this cool new product up here from AutoVentshade or AVS. They also have some color options, so if your customer has one of these beautiful Summit white ones, you can see what it looks like on there. They also have that new hood protector, the AVS Aeroskin or Aeroskin Light. Again, they have it in the black as well as a couple different colors. So if you have a customer that wants everything colored matched, now you don't have to send it out to the paint shop. So thanks to AVS on that. So you can see all the different SKUs from AVS that we added. Back rack, I'm going to stick on the same vehicle. Back rack is a new manufacturer for us, so welcome them. In the bed accessories and cab protectors, you'll see the back rack products. So they have this headache rack or cab protector and a bunch of different ones. So the half louver, half safety, full louver, open, so you can see it on the back of the vehicle. If you want to match it with their side rails, we match it on their side rails. You can see it on the front. So again, welcome Back Rack, the new product line for us. It is only on this version of the Silverado, so the 2020 Silverado 1500 and Sierra right now, as well as the F-250, so 2017 to current F-250. We're working on all the other ones to come. BDS, bunch of new kits that kind of fill in some 2020 new product offerings. Black Rhino. So Black Rhino, Ultra Wheel and Race Line, we added over it's a total like 800 new SKUs. So, when we talk about new SKUs, I used to do how many products were added to the program. So a SKU and a product to us are two different things. A SKU, you might have one SKU from Black Rhino, so it's a 6 on 5.5 wheel. If you have a traditional website that has just a basic year, make, model, and everything is done statically as far as show a picture, and they can say what vehicle this fits onto, that's great. They add one SKU, they click the buttons that say it works for all these different vehicles. What we have to do is we actually take that one SKU, and is as easy as it looks like it's adding it on the spreadsheet side. On the image side, it is way, way harder for us. So we have to take that one SKU and now map that 6 on 5.5 wheel to almost 15 different vehicles. So putting that wheel in the 17, 18, 20, 22, 24, depending on the SKU and the size, we have to put that on every one of our vehicles. So just giving you an idea of the time and effort it does take to just not put one wheel on a program like your traditional site would. We have to visually and on our vehicles put that same product on every one of the vehicles. So when we talk about adding a product like back rack, so the back rack, headache rack or cab protector, you would think it would be as simple as, well, here it is, static image, done deal. Well, now we have to have that specific part number shown on that vehicle in the back view and on the front view if it's shown on both angles. So it does take us a lot of time, but it also makes it that much cooler to show your customers the product on the vehicles and alleviate that extra time that would typically take you to go through all the application guides, all the different manufacturers. You can see it on one vehicle and keep cranking away with your customer. So again, look how fast we've already put 3 items at $1,300 on this vehicle. I'll keep pushing on. So again, a ton of new SKUs from Black Rhino. We've got Go Rhino. So I'm going to stick on this vehicle. So in the grill guards and bull bars, Go Rhino, their new RC4 LR bar. So that has with and without the light. So Go Rhino actually opts it with and without the light, one part number. The other cool thing, other than seeing it on the vehicle, is this product is part of our 360 package that Go Rhino went with. So we can take their product, do a nice little, let your customer or you see what that product looks like in a full 360 spin. So pretty cool from that. So again, that new RC4 LR from Go Rhino is on a bunch of vehicles, pretty much every one of their new applications, from the Toyota 4Runner to that Chevy Silverado. LP Adventure, they specialize in that CUV market, so the Crosstrek or the new vehicle that we are adding and talking about here today is the Toyota RAV4. So these are more than likely all for the RAV4, which we'll show in a second. Lund, we updated some of their tonneau covers to the 2020 lines that they introduced. Milestar, some more of their AT, or their new AT, or their ATR on a lot of our vehicles. We put a bunch of those on. Oracle Lighting. So Oracle Lighting is a new vendor for us, so please welcome them. Luckily, I get to stick on this vehicle for a second. Every one of our vehicles does have a universal product from Oracle. It's in the rock lights. So it's a pretty cool little fender light or rock light, however you want to call it. They have a 4-piece and an 8-piece with a couple different options to control that. You kind of see a nice little animation just go on there. So again, that Oracle product is on every one of our vehicles, because universally you can stick it on any one of those. As well as they have a bunch of cool lights for the Jeep. So let's go into that real quick. So as I load up this Jeep, you'll see another thing that we're going to announce is we did add the Mojave edition. We typically don't do all the special editions from our manufacturers or from the OEs, just because there are so many out there. But we thought the Mojave was special enough. It's got that cool hood, it's got a different suspension. It's special enough that we thought, let's just add it on there. So you can see that on there. We are trying to get more confirmation from our manufacturers on the suspension side, if the same suspensions for either the Rubicon or the Sport and Sahara are going to work on this one. So, but for right now, we launched the Mojave. So I was talking about Oracle, so let's go into lighting. They have a bunch of different headlights. So they have, cool headlights that fully replace these new bigger headlights than the JK had. They've got some surface mount halo ones that are specific colors. They've got ones that are multiple colors. They've got this Oculus piece that actually has you can kind of see it's going through a cool animation to show you the different colors. So again, a bunch of new stuff from Oracle, from headlights, taillights, in-cab lights, bunch of new stuff for them. So welcome them, and we're going to add more and more products of theirs on the vehicles as time goes by. We talked about the Raceline wheels. Again, Raceline, Black Rhino, and Ultra have a ton of new SKUs added. So I would say of those 800 plus SKUs, you're looking at over 4,000 products added to all of our different vehicles. Ready Lift, some new kits for the 2020s, as well as probably a kit for that RAV4. Rough Country, we've got some grills going on right now. We've got bumpers we're working on for the next round. Rugged Ridge, I can kind of stay on this Jeep and talk about the taillight guards. So in lighting, you can see some new taillight guards from Rugged Ridge. Taillights. Whoops, apologize. The taillights are for the JLs, not the Gladiator, but they do have a new, they've got some front bumpers that we added. So the XOR stubby with the winch. They've got a rear bumper on the Rubicon edition, so not the Mojave. They actually have their new chop light. Pretty cool piece that gives your fender a little bit more clearance. So some cool new things from Rugged. Again, Ultra, Trail FX, that's probably on the RAV4. I'll scroll down past Ultra, get to Warren. So Warren actually released some pretty cool new wheels. So you can go into wheels, 17-inch. They've got 2 different gunmetal and satin black, 3 different styles in each, all 17-inch. So you can kind of see whether that's the gunmetal you like or the satin black. So cool new products from Warren, as well as some bumper updates or new bumpers. And then Weston, we can kind of go over to our Chevy Silverado. Go into front bumpers, Weston, and then we've got their new Pro Mod bumper. So we've got a bunch of different configurations with LED, with skid plate, or with the whole package. And again, nice part about our interactive garage kits that we do is we add everything that is shown in this package all together. So that is so that's it for the new products. Let's talk about, again, the vendors. So Back Rack, a new vendor, so make sure you go on, check out all the new Back Rack product, and stay tuned as more Back Rack cab protectors and rails get put on Interactive Garage. We've got the Oracle lighting, the rock lights or the fender lights on every vehicle, as well as headlights, tail lights, fender lights, footwell lights, everything from Oracle. So pretty cool. New vehicles. Let's go over and talk about new vehicles. So I've got the RAV4 queued up here. It does have all the different trim options. So if you're a Toyota dealer, make sure you look at all the different trim options. And then from the trim options, once you come on, it is like a lot of our other SUVs. The feature is really on the tires and wheels because those are universal, or I should say the tires are. The wheels are more specific to the bolt pattern. But there's not a ton of stuff on the outside of this right now. We will have, more cargo rack stuff from Yakima. That LP Adventure, they do a great job putting some really cool products from bumpers to skid plates to, lighting options. So yeah, if you really wanted to dress this up how most people are doing it, you'd put a Yakima rack and a tent on there. You'd throw an LP front and then throw on some pretty cool tires and wheels. Falcon is a sponsor we released a couple months ago. So you got some Falcon tires. We'll put that paired with some Raceline gloss black wheels. And there you go. So again, if you sell products to the Toyota RAV4 crowd, that is launched and ready to go. We also have the new Ford Bronco. So we've got the 2 and the 4-door, and I'm going to go over this. And we went as deep as all the different trims and models that they have, from their first edition to the special edition. Everything that they released, we have on Interactive Garage. But let's talk about this for a sec. So a week after Ford announced their Bronco, we were able to draw both of them up and get them up and live. So what you can use on the Bronco right now that's actually legit products that you could order if the Bronco was even available are the tires and wheels. We knew the bolt pattern for the wheel, and obviously the tires are the tires, and if it's a 17-inch tire that fits on a 17-inch wheel, we're ready to go. But what we did is we kind of went one step further to play around with and let people, put different front bumpers onto it. So we took from our catalog of bumpers that, were on our Jeeps, and just to play around, put them on these Broncos. We did that with the fender flares, or at least these are, man, I can't tell you how many people asked us to put white flares on this Bronco from the Bronco crew. And I'll talk about that in a second. But long story short here, guys, is this product or this vehicle with all these accessories right now is just for fun. None of these products other than tires and wheels, or let's say a universal rack, is available from anybody. Ford hasn't put the Bronco on the dealership floor yet, even to the point where the aftermarket is still salivating to get one so they can start building products for it. So all we did was we put a little TBD. We don't even know if they're to be announced on these products. I just grabbed some that I thought were cool. Who knows if Rugged Ridge is even going to build a front bumper for this vehicle, or if the fender flares from Bushwhacker, what they're going to come up with that's going to look different than what the OEs did. But it's a place to play around, and we got nailed. I mean, in a great way. A couple Bronco forum sites found Interactive Garage, and I mean we were getting 1,000 builds an hour on this vehicle. So the reason we launched it live and available to you is, why not let people play around with it? If you're a Ford dealer, these are going to come hit your floors soon. So if they're at your dealership or on your website, let them play around with some options that could be available. Get some excitement going on the Bronco. It's the only reason we did it. So yes, we've got the 2 in the 4-door that we launched, and as they get out there and as Ford Accessory Division puts accessories out, we'll make sure that they're there. And as soon as the aftermarket can catch up with that and put their own products out, we'll make sure that we get on there. Okay, so we did the Bronco. We did the RAV4. I showed you the Mojave Edition on the Gladiator. All good. Those are the new vehicles that we launched this round. I want to do a quick overview of some new products or new modules within your admin. So one of them is the email leads. So, this feature, if you already don't have this email vehicle build, please get in touch with me. It is a huge, very popular piece on everyone's site that uses it right now. It gives your customer the ability to take their build, email it to themselves, and have it in their inbox, print it out, have some fun with it. So what this email build does, it gets the user's first name and last name and email address. Half the time, the first and last name are bunk, but if they want it in their inbox, they actually have to give a legit email address. So at least on that side, we do have some other pieces that we ask, or that people can give us info for. So they can give, phone number, they can give the state they live in and all that other stuff. But from my own experience being a consumer myself, I don't want to give that information. All I want is to see this in my inbox and have some fun with it. I don't want you to call me. And, you really don't need to know where I live. So that's my input onto it. We have it there so people can fill that out if they want. But again, we found that through years of experience doing this, that keeping it simple, and the simple is first, last, and email. Okay, so that's the email build, but let me show you what it looks like in this cool new feature we put in your admin. So you'll see a new thing that says email leads. Now, no one has if you already have the email build hooked up, then this will actually show you your email leads, right? So I just did a few samples here. And you can see, first name, last name, email address, the vehicle that they're interested in. And here's the cool part, is you can click on view details and see the actual build of the vehicle and see the products that they put onto that. So why is that key? Well, think about it. Although the Bronco was a fun vehicle to put up and we have a ton of hits onto it, that now says, hey, you went onto my program and you clicked on a Bronco and played with it and emailed yourself a build. Well, now products, let's say, 6 months from now products are available for that Bronco. Are you still interested in getting some products for it? Because I can help you out, and that's what you can kind of use this for, to say, this Toyota Tacoma owner, he was interested in a Tacoma. So boom, here you go. Here's the product that they were interested in. And on the email, when we do click the email vehicle build, they are consenting, which it'll show it right here, that they consented to be recontacted down the road. So now you can do, think about the email campaigns, or just send a private email to these individuals that said, hey, we saw you built up a Tacoma on our site, and here's the products. I have a 10% deal going right now on that XYZ product. is that something that you're interested in, through via email? So, get that email vehicle build button enabled if you don't already. And if you do, check out that new email leads button on your admin. Another thing we're going to talk about quickly is the share on Facebook, right? So it's a new piece that we're adding to Interactive Garage. Facebook does. So Facebook did mess around with us. We had this share build on there in the past. They changed a bunch of their coding. We had to redo our coding to match their coding. I kind of put it on the back burner. But look, Facebook isn't going away. I mean, man, I hope in 5 years I can still say that, and this isn't a MySpace thing. But let's just say it's not. Facebook isn't going away, and there's no better way to get from one customer of yours to 100 customers or friends of theirs than through this share on Facebook. So what I've done is I've hit share on Facebook on this Toyota RAV4, and I'm going to hit proceed. So we do need some connection with a web developer of yours when you're interested in doing this, because we need some back-end kind of development work on your part, as well as a bunch of stuff on our part that we're going to do. But let me just run through this real quick. So this is me. Check out my cool build. And this is instantaneous, right? So this is my Facebook login page, or login. And this is how fast it is, right? So I can come into here. I'm going to refresh my page, and boom, you're going to see this as soon as we launch. Check out my cool build. Now, the neat part about this is, let's say my friend is checking out my cool build and says, wonder what this is all about. So they click on Interactive Garage, and imagine this is your company page. If this is your company page, that friend of mine just clicked onto it and said, yeah, that's neat. I like what Ryan built, but I want to build my own dream vehicle. So again, this relaunches into your page, which is why we need to talk to your developers or have a communication with your developers. And now, I announced this to my 5 friends, okay? Because that's literally how many people I have following me on Facebook. But my 5 friends now might have 200 friends. And if 5 of those 200 friends click on that, you just got 5 new people onto your page today. And then more and more that happens, the mushroom effect of more and more people hitting not only your website, but getting onto your Facebook page and liking you. That's what it's all about. It's about that cool customer experience to bring them all back to you by using Interactive Garage. Okay, so that's the Facebook share. And then what I want to do is also quickly go over, I get a lot of questions about pricing. So you've actually got 4 different pricing options inside of your Interactive Garage admin. So in Interactive Garage, you've got this no pricing. I've gone over that before, not a fan of it, but we do have an ability you can set no pricing, which just triggers a C associate on every product that the consumer looks at. We have a reset, or the reset pricing is really just, we preload everything to list an MSRP if you're new or never changed it. So that is a pricing option, just to leave everything at full list MSRP. Our competitive online pricing. So what competitive online pricing is we took, if a manufacturer has MAP, right, minimum advertised price, that is part of this competitive online pricing. The other side of it is, if a manufacturer does not have a MAP pricing policy, we went SKU by SKU and on the internet looked at 10 different, the top retailers in the auto aftermarket industry and even OE sites to see what was the most competitive price. And I'm not talking competitive if someone's doing a 20% off sale, if someone's blowing out a bunch of inventory and doesn't care if they lose money onto it. I'm talking about average competitive online pricing. And that is what we put SKU by SKU inside our database. So if you want to sell online through even our email shopping cart module, and you want to be competitive with the Amazons of the world, the real trucks, one of our clients, Northridge 4x4, we looked at all those different sites. You can hit that competitive online pricing. You will be competitive in your pricing. But be careful, because some of that, a lot of those customers have deep discounts. And so those deep discounts might be in the single digit profit margin range. So I'm just warning you on that. The other pricing option is obviously going into your individual products and pricing every product with inside Interactive Garage on an individual basis. So, if you, let's say you have MSRP for everything Addictive Desert Designs has, but you want to custom price 2 or 3 different SKUs, that's where we see this being used the most. Also in the individual pricing is if you want to put labor. So if you want to put labor pricing on the products for your kiosk program, so your customers can see what it would take to get it installed, that's where this individual pricing piece is, right? So to edit it here, and then inside of here you can do a custom price, so on and so forth. And then the third pricing option is obviously if you're hooked up through the Keystone account with us or came in through the Keystone program, the account center through your eKeystone login has the ability to bulk price everything. So you can say, I want to make 30% gross margin on everything, as well as you can also go in by manufacturer. So auto vent shade, you want to make 27 points. On Weston products, you want to make 32 points. So those are all your different pricing options, and I highly recommend getting into your admin, whether it's the Interactive Garage admin or the Keystone admin, and really taking the time to make sure that this program suits what your business practices are. So again, a lot of new stuff to talk about here. We've got some great products coming up on this next one. A few new vehicles that we're working on, and as always, we're just going to keep plugging away. Our team is working day and night through these COVID times, and I won't say day and night. So we're working hard to make sure that we are up to date on everything that is out there from our great vendor partners, the newest, greatest vehicles that have good accessory offerings to them. So, we'll keep plugging away. And if you have any questions on any of this, again, Ryan at interactivegarage.com, or give me a call on my cell or my business line. So 435-879-8208, extension 1. We'll talk to you next time.